Hey there, I'm Krista Lindstrom and welcome to Krista's Mortgage Minute. As you have likely not been living in a box over the past couple weeks, you've been hearing on the news all of the changes happening within the mortgage world. So there's been 3 significant changes to the mortgage rules, and over the month of October, we are going to break them down each week. I'm going to share with you what the change is, how it impacts you, and my opinion on it. To say that the government is concerned about housing in Canada is a fairly big understatement. The federal government needs to find a way to allow our generation of young adults to be able to afford a home, but yet somehow keep the equity for the baby boomers who've seen massive gains in property values, and that's their retirement plan. So there's a really big problem here on what should we do in order to solve this situation. The first thing the government decided to do is to increase the insured amortization time frame from 25 years to 30 years. And you know what? This isn't actually too bad of a thing. I actually support this decision. But there's some rules behind increasing the amortization to 30 years. The 2 rules are: if you are a first-time home buyer or you are buying a new build, then you can increase your amortization to 30 years. Everybody else, if you have an insured mortgage, less than 20% down payment, your amortization needs to stay at 25 years. So when the government says that the rules have to be transparent and understandable to every Canadian, I'm not sure how that's going to happen. So what is a first-time home buyer? According to the Government of Canada, a first-time home buyer is somebody who has not owned or co-owned a home in the previous 4 years or lived in a home owned by a spouse for the previous 4 years. Now, there are some exceptions here for divorce. So I actually think it's a really great thing to increase the amortization to 30 years. Let's add some perspective to this. When I started brokering almost 20 years ago, we allowed insured mortgages at 40 years. Then we've cut them all the way back to 25, and now we're raising back up again, and we are allowing insured mortgages for first-time home buyers at 30 years. So basically, this is a good step. What it's going to do, it's going to allow the mortgage payment to be a little bit more affordable for a first-time home buyer, because the longer you spread the payment out, the cheaper the payment gets. So in times like now, when things are a little bit more expensive than they used to be, having a lower mortgage payment is probably a really good thing. Now, the other rule change was 30-year amortization for new builds. And this is just strictly a stimulus policy change. The Canadian government has a mandate to, they have a ridiculous number of houses that they're supposed to build over in the next 10 years, and they're never going to get it done, partially because the cost of building is so dang expensive right now. So what they've done is to incentivize people to purchase new builds opposed to existing homes. They've allowed 30-year amortization for new builds only. So you do not need to be a first-time home buyer. You can be anybody. But if you were buying a new build and it's insured, so less than 20% down, then you can have 30-year amortization. Again, not so super clear. That's my job to understand the ins and outs and who qualifies where. Practically impossible for the standard Canadian to figure it out, but don't worry, I've got your back. Thanks so much for watching.